So let's see. Is this the year of the cryptocurrencies? Is this the year that we can expect such huge gains and all these other things? Like, can we expect such huge gains in the cryptocurrency market? Is everyone going to become a millionaire? Is everyone going to want a Forbes interview? Are we going to see new millionaires all over the place? Are we going to see millions and millions of millionaires all over the world because of cryptocurrencies? Is this what we're going to see? Are we going to see that? Okay. Apparently, this is it's a USD coin. Oh, really? It's okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at some coins here. All-time low and all-time high. This is not a coin. Stablecoin market has become extremely crowded over recent years. But USD coin has aimed to stand ahead and shoulders over competitors in several years. One of them concerns transparency and giving users the assurance that they will be able to withdraw one USDC and receive $1 in return without any issues. To this end, it says a major accounting firm is tasked with verifying the levels of cash that are held in reserve and ensuring this matches up with the number of tokens in circulation. Unlike some crypto ventures, Circle and Coinbase have also achieved regulatory compliance. This has helped pave the way for international expansion. Both projects are also well funded, giving the stablecoin certainty. What is the circulating supply of this coin? It's unlimited. Are we looking at an unlimited supply of circulation here with the USD coin? I don't really know much about that coin. Now, the cryptocurrencies that we should consider is Bitcoin, Ethereum. Binance Coin is a coin that I was looking at last year. Like in 2018, I was considering this coin. But I feel like Binance Coin, it's a coin that you should buy. Because obviously, I mean, we all know that it's going to reach 600 or it's going to reach $1,000 probably. You know? And also, Ethereum is a great coin to buy. It's a great, absolutely amazing coin for you to invest in. This one is the truth, baby. Like, for real. What's the all-time low and what's the all-time high? All-time low is 42 cents 6 years ago. So, who's the founders of Ethereum? Ethereum is a total of 8 co-founders, an unusually large number for a crypto project. They first met on June 7, 2014 in Zug, Switzerland. Russian-Canadian Vitalik Buterin is perhaps the best known of the bunch. He authored the original white paper that first described Ethereum in 2013 and still works on improving the platform to this day. Prior to Ethereum, Buterin co-founded and wrote for the Bitcoin Magazine news website. British programmer Gavin Wood is arguably the second most important co-founder of Ethereum, as he coded the first technical implementation of Ethereum in the C++ programming language. Proposed Ethereum's native programming language, Solidity. Wait, Solidity is a native programming language? So it's new. Okay. Let's check it out. What's the documentation looking at this? It's an object-oriented high-level language for implementing smart contracts. Smart contracts are programs which govern the behavior of accounts within the Ethereum state. Solidity is a coded bracket language. It is influenced by C++, Python, and JavaScript, and is designed to target the Ethereum virtual machine. Python is my my expertise. That's the language that I know. That's the one I'm comfortable with. So it's interesting. It has its own. They have its own. They have its own. They have their own programming language, which seems a lot like C. You know, it's or Java. It's pretty similar to C or Java. Function insert, data storage, public returns, Boolean value, true or false. So, okay. Now, what makes Ethereum such a great what the fuck is my okay? What makes Ethereum such a great fucking crypto? It has pioneered the concept of a blockchain smart contract platform. Exactly. When you look at smart contracts, when you hear about smart contracts, Ethereum pops right into your brain. As soon as you hear a smart contract, you think of Ethereum because because let me tell you, because the thing is, smart contracts originated with Ethereum. They are computer programs that automatically execute the actions necessary to fulfill an agreement between several parties on the internet. They were so smart contracts are computer programs that automatically execute the actions necessary to fulfill an agreement between several parties on the internet. So it's basically like a trusted platform where you can send things to and from different users, and you are able to fulfill an agreement that is 100% fair and honest. I mean, it's a computing language. It doesn't have the variables that humans do with dishonesty and lying. It's programmed to do one thing and it does that thing. It doesn't do anything else. It's like a programming language. I mean, if the programmer programs it to do something, it does it. It doesn't have the variables that humans do, where they're dishonest or lying or cheating or trying to make money. They are designed to reduce the need for trusted intermediates between contractors, thus reducing transaction costs while also increasing transaction reliability. So Ethereum has a great practical use behind it. That's what makes the fucking crypto so good. The fact that it has a fucking use behind it. So people can actually use it for smart contracts. So imagine you want to buy a house, right? And then you need to have a notary there so that you can finalize the contract. But with Ethereum, you can finalize the contract without having the notary there, and you don't have to pay him a percentage. So you get to keep all the profits in the house. Now, obviously, there's a problem with implementation, or you have to have widespread uses of the cryptocurrency, and there has to be public trust, and there has to be lots of people buying the cryptocurrency for it to be used. You have to buy the cryptocurrency; it costs money. So, yeah, that's the disadvantage. The disadvantage is that public trust, and that's the main problem. Ethereum's principal innovation was designing a platform that allowed it to execute smart contracts using the blockchain, which further reinforces the already existing benefits of smart contract technology. Ethereum's blockchain was designed, according to co-founder Gavin Wood, as sort of one computer for the entire planet, theoretically able to make any program more robust, censorship-resistant, and less prone to fraud by running it on a globally distributed network of public nodes. In addition to smart contracts, Ethereum's blockchain is able to host other cryptocurrencies called tokens through the use of its ERC20 compatibility standard. In fact, this has been the most common use for the Ethereum platform so far. To date, more than 280,000 ERC20 compliant tokens have been launched. Over 40 of these make the top 100 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization, for example, USDT, Link, and Binance. So Binance is the biggest platform that that has Ethereum on there, has Ethereum on its platform. It's a decentralized open source blockchain system that features its own cryptocurrency. Decentralization is basically no one person owns the cryptocurrency, so it's decentralized. There's no power base behind it. It's for everybody. It's open source. There's no there's no governing body. There's no government behind there's no government behind the finances. There's no bank behind the finances. It's all for the community. The community owns the cryptocurrency. No one person owns it. Ethereum works as a platform for numerous other cryptocurrencies as well as for the execution of decentralized smart contracts. I think the future is in decentralized smart contracts. But what are the uses of Ethereum? can be used to process other types of financial transactions, execute smart contracts, and store data for third-party applications. So what can it be used for? Let's see. Not Investopedia. Let's look at uses. So top 10 uses. Crowdsources, event predictions. What? But you want to see some practical uses here. Search for jobs. Yeah, I mean you can pay whatever. Like that's not really popular uses. Popular uses. Oh, you just have to go to applications. Popular uses of Ethereum have included the creation of fungible and non-fungible tokens with a variety of properties: crowdfunding, decentralized finance, decentralized exchanges, decentralized autonomous organizations, games, prediction markets, and gambling. Contract source code are written in a high-level programming language is then compiled down to EVM bytecode and deployed to the Ethereum blockchain. They can be written in Solidity. Yeah, Serpent, similar to Python, but depreciated. Yeah, similar to C, exactly like I said before. There's many other programming languages that you can use to create cryptocurrency, to create Ethereum, to write Ethereum. There's also a research-oriented language under development called Viper. Source code and compiler information are usually published along with the launch of the contract so that users can see the code and verify that it compiles to the bytecode that is on chain. One issue related to using smart contracts on a public blockchain is that bugs, including security holes, are visible to all but cannot be fixed quickly. One example of this is the 2016 attack on the DAO, which could not be quickly stopped or reversed. Yeah, they're visible to all because it's open source. Writing solid smart contracts can be extremely difficult in practice. Using the DAO hack to illustrate this problem, the report discussed. So, can you hack Ethereum? Draining three massive wallets of over $31 million worth of Ether in a matter of minutes. Given a couple more hours, the hacker could have made off with over $180 million from vulnerable wallets, but someone stopped them. Having sounded the alarm bells, a group of benevolent white hat hackers from the Ethereum community rapidly organized. They analyzed the attack and realized that there was no way to reverse the thefts. Yet many more wallets were vulnerable. Time was of the essence, so they saw only one available option: hack the remaining wallets before the attacker did. By exploiting the same vulnerability, the White Hats hacked all of the remaining at-risk wallets and drained their accounts, effectively preventing the attacker from reaching any of the remaining $150 million. To prevent the hacker from robbing any more banks, the White Hats wrote software to rob all of the remaining banks in the world. Once the money was safely stolen, they began the process of returning the funds to their respective account holders. The people who had their money saved by this heroic feat are now in the process of retrieving their funds. It's an extraordinary story and has significant implications for the world of cryptocurrencies. It's important to understand that this exploit was not a vulnerability in Ethereum or in Parity itself. Rather, it was a vulnerability in the default smart contract code that the Parity client gives the user for deploying multi-signature wallets. So, to make this details of this clear for everyone, the post is broken into three parts. What exactly happened? Explanation of Ethereum smart contracts and multi-signature wallets. How did they do it? A technical explanation of the attack specifically for programmers. The attack's implication about the future and security of smart contracts. Let's see the second part. I'm pretty interested in that one. Let's see. As a fairly unique programming model, Ethereum write code by publishing contracts, calling methods of those objects to mutate their state. Exactly. In order to run code on Ethereum, you need to first deploy the contract. You need to optimize the code, make it as less lines as possible. One way to reduce costs is to use libraries by making your contract call out to a shared library that was deployed at a previous time. You don't have to deploy any shared code. In Ethereum, keeping your code dry will directly save you money. The default multi-signature wallet in Parity did exactly this. It held a reference to a shared external library which contained wallet initialization logic. This shared library is referenced by the public key of the library contract. Stability allows you to define a fallback method. This is the method that gets called when there's no method that matches a given method name. You define it by not giving it a name. So it's unknown. It's an unknown variable. Okay, the parity team decided to let any unknown method that sent ether to the contract just default to depositing the sent ether. But they took it a step further, and here was their critical mistake. Wow, okay, so you guys can read all this, but wow, so Ethereum has a flaw. But that was in 2017, it's been fixed so far. But what that tells you is that any cryptocurrency can be hacked, so it does have some kind of security flaws. So it can't really be implemented for applications of voting or financial transactions because there is a flaw in the security of it. But there's also flaws in humans. Can you trust human beings to notarize the contract so that you can sell your house? Can you trust them? Yes, generally you can trust them, but not always. Generally, you can never trust a human being, because they're prone to flaws. Let's see. I actually sold. This isn't a joke post. I'm out. Here are some thoughts after being in crypto since 2013. So first off, you may be wondering why sell now. This cycle still has months to go. Ethereum will hit 10k. Eh, that's fairly possible. Bitcoin will hit 100k. That's also fairly possible. Now that I've sold, you're probably right. I actually do believe that the market still has a few months left in it. After all, we bounced back pretty well after this recent dip. But I had a goal and I have to stick to that goal. For me, the goal was on when I bought it at 2017, 2018 was paying off my mortgage. I know that most users here have only like $500 invested. So it's easy to scream, hold the line. But believe me, once you get close to your goal, those dips become scary. For me, the weekend dip. For me, the weekend dip. Oh shit. Let's read this again. For me, the weekend dip wiped off 40k in value. That 40k meant not paying off the loan. Damn, I was so close, I thought. Here's the thing. I've been just above the goal for a week or so, but I held because I got greedy. I brought into the hype. That dip was a little nice reminder. Don't get greedy, stick to your goal, and sell. So I waited for the dip to rise as best as I could and for the goal figure to be reached again. Luckily that happened and I sold. Some history, well, okay, so, but how much profit did you make? You didn't tell us that. Some history and lessons learned along the way. I've been interested in crypto for many years, so I'd like to reflect on that time and put the lessons learned from each phase into a simple table here for you. Somewhere around 2010 to 2011, I remember talking to friends about Bitcoin hitting $1. They were skeptical and I didn't look into it further. Lesson learned: learn and read more, don't listen to others. 2012, I looked into buying on Mt. Gox, but decided against it because it would mean sending personal information to Japan. I decided this was too risky. Sometimes you have to take a risk. Back then, Bitcoin was worth hardly anything, but my concern was a shady company in another part of the world having my passport details. After some time away from PCs, I built a machine and decided to try some mining. I joined mining pools like NiceHash that later exit scammed and lost funds. Not your crease, not your crypto. I kept my mining rewards on the pool's website and also moved some to a dodgy trading platform that disappeared. I heard about the Ethereum ICO and had a brief look into it, but was too distracted with other financial matters, so again did not buy. This time there was no friends dissuading me. In fact, it was someone who I cannot remember messaging me and suggesting I look at Ethereum. I wasn't paying enough attention and didn't explore further. 2015 to 2016. Somewhere around here, Bitcoin was like $1,000. I remember thinking it was way overpriced. Don't assume you know the right price of anything. Yeah, 2016 it was pretty interesting. Mania and hype. I had stopped paying attention to Bitcoin. A friend mentioned that it had hit 10K. I fired up some of my old mining wallets and transferred them to exchanges and got serious. The best time to invest was yesterday. The next best time is today. I had missed out enough. It was time to take the plunge. I had also been wrong about Bitcoin, so I wouldn't take the risk again that 10K is too high, like some friends said at the time. The crash. I had invested in, but it seems it was too late. Everything created. Hold the line. I had read enough to know and understand that there might be another market cycle. There should be another cycle. I held on to basically coins that went minus 90%. I also learned that Bitcoin is king. There would be no new bull market until Bitcoin led that charge. So I moved most of my value to Bitcoin and told myself I'd wait. Buying here and there, unfortunately, I missed the 2020 low because I needed money for other things. But toward the end of the year, I got very interested in Ethereum 2.0 and decided I wanted to have a validator node. The fuck is that? I used savings in my tax return to buy in. Buy in a bear market, sell in a bull market. Buy in what you believe in and do the research. After being lax about learning, I drove headfirst into Ethereum. I tested staking on the testnet I played with DeFi. Current bull cycle and hitting a personal goal. From the beginning, I knew that I didn't care if I'd get rich and become a millionaire. My main goal was to pay off my house. If I could do that, that would be enough. Well, I hit that goal, went above it actually. And as you read in my intro, got greedy waiting for more gains since this is just the beginning. A major dip shattered that greed and helped me realize that I should stick to the plan. I sold, don't be greedy. But you didn't tell us how much profit you made, by the way. So there you have it. Many lessons learned throughout the years, but if I had to distill it into the most important ones, actually use the things you're buying, test them for yourself, and make sure you really believe in what you hold, and not just because people are saying it will mean. Actually use them. Yeah, there is a use case behind Ethereum, but what if you don't have any practice? What if you don't actually need to use it? Then you don't buy it. Buy in a bear market, and yes, there will be a bear market. Of course, maybe not now, maybe in 6 months, but there will be one. Be ready. This is where I made my biggest gains. I know this part is hard when things are really bad. Remember when Bitcoin hit 4K in the dip? Everyone loses faith and thinks it's going to hit 1K. That is just greed. DCA your way in for best results if you have to. Stick to your goals. Don't be like me and get greedy. You want only to then get spooked. Thankfully, everything bounced back. But what if I didn't? I would have missed paying off my house because I got greedy waiting for Ethereum to rise even further. Truthfully, I will never completely move away from crypto. I believe in it long term. Hell, I had less anxiety about moving to Bitcoin and Ethereum around than I did around requesting my exchange to withdraw to fiat. Who knows? Everyone here is still super positive. The sub keeps getting new members. Or maybe it's just people creating alt accounts. The run keeps going. Bitcoin hits 100K. Ethereum hits 10K. And I will look at it like, damn, maybe I should have held. That's okay. It's very hard to time the market and hit the top, just like you can pretty much never buy the bottom. I'll live with that because I'll have achieved at least one major goal. I hope you guys can do the same, and I hope you have the fortitude to hold the line when you need to, and sell when you need to when it's your choice. To answer some of the recurring comments and questions, yes, I sold out in phases, yes, I still hold a small amount compared to what I sold. I won't show projects here, so you're not going to tell us what you actually did. You're just going to give us a vague description. Come on, man. Including moons. This is an alt account. I will continue to post here and continue to post on this alt account. I've been posting here since 2017. Yes, I will continue to invest in crypto. But you just said that you were out. What? You sold? Pump it. No doubt it will keep going up because of my sell. It will keep going up because of my sell, okay? Considering my sacrifice for the rest of you guys, sure, it will probably hell looking at those lost gains sometimes, but you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda. A month ago, I transferred a large amount of Ether into Bitcoin. When Ether hit 2100, thought a dip was coming and Bitcoin seemed poised for a rally. Needless to say, it has been a sad month. I've been holding that Ethereum strong for years. Still good gains. Changed BTC. Filing my complaint with the blockchain right now about the mistake I made selling Bitcoin in 2014. What? This is interesting stuff, man. I want to see some hot posts. Yeah, that's 100% true on there. Meme coins are the attack vector I didn't see coming. Let's check it out. That's true. It does delegitimize other coins. Wow. I called the top in 2017 and got roasted for it. I highly recommend reading those replies to gain perspective about sentiment in the last bull run. What's FUD? Fear of something? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Okay. Scams increase potentially exponentially depending on the new investment. So are we at the peak? I don't know because we got every ingredient for a correction. It could go up another 50K before the correction, or we could already be on the way down. Be aware of your emotions, bias, and tax responsibilities. Be careful and don't be afraid to take profits. It's not anti-crypto to sell high and buy more when it's low. I don't know. Who cares about people that have leukemia? Yeah, that's true. Yep, if it goes to $1,000, I'll be rich. It will never go to $1,000. I proceeded to explain market caps and even sent him to the link to the coin perspective site, but he still doesn't get it, even calls me stupid. Also, he owns Shiba, and he did tell me a week ago if it goes to $1, he can quit his day job, but I thought he was only trying. Obviously, he was not. It's never going to reach $1. Like, come on. It's sad that some people, especially the ones you know and thought they are reasonable human beings, are actually very delusional and have no idea what they're talking about, where they are investing their money. I guess it's time to find new friends. It's crazy. Wait, what? So many people are completely missing the point of crypto, blah blah. Even though I still just trying to convince others not to sell so that they can continue to make a profit until they feel the bull run is ending or just can't resist cashing their profits any longer. I believe this is largely due to the fact that this is exactly what the actual stock market has become. Originally, stock markets were truly about investing in companies you believe have a great product and will eventually be profitable and pay dividends. That's changed over the last few decades, though, and it's now a little more than speculation about how the public will perceive the value of the stock itself in the future. Public perception is key, of course. I mean, you need to have public backing in a coin for it to go up, and you need to have a perceived value too. When the price drops when you enter a bear market, you don't freak out as much as if you had invested in coins you didn't know about. Saves us from a lot of stress. Personally, uses invest in cryptocurrencies that you can at least potentially see yourself using. If the coins have no use case, I stay away or trade them. been burned plenty of times by useless coins. Invest in cryptos you plan to use in one way or another as opposed to planning to cash out for fiat. That's like asking me how am I supposed to use anything in life? How am I supposed to use a plastic card and be rewarded with it? Well, if you had any vision whatsoever, you wouldn't have to ask. Some people just can't see future. Or I choose transparency, blah 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 blah. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Blah 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 blah. Okay. You don't really need to argue over where's that fault. Why is this? Oh my god, this guy's a weirdo. Weird person. Very strange. Um, remember when the Chinese government did something about cryptocurrencies? They shut it down and they wanted to they literally like cracked down on cryptocurrencies a lot more, and Korea did too. That's why it went down to the ground. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I mean, cryptocurrency market is very nuanced and interesting. There's literally not much time left. So if you want to invest in cryptocurrencies, you need to invest now because Bitcoin is going to reach $100,000 possibly this year. So you need to get in it quick. There's definitely a dip coming, a massive dip, and that's when you should invest. But it hasn't even peaked. Bitcoin hasn't even peaked yet. The peak is when it reaches 21 million Bitcoins. That's when the fucking Bitcoins are over and there's no more Bitcoins left.